Metronomes are one of the most boring tools ever. Regardless, there's a new way to practice, and it's free, it's more fun, and it's more effective. We're going to get to that in a minute, but first, let's talk about the problem with practice. Drummers, guitar players, even tuba players, they all have to practice their instrument at a solid tempo. And most of us use a metronome or a click track like this to help our fingers and our hands get into the groove of making every different movement, every different exercise muscle memory, which means we don't even have to think when we're playing our instrument. But those aren't the only muscles that need the memory. Our brain does too, and that's where the metronome comes in. It's training our brain to know how to keep a solid tempo. Years ago, I really wanted something that would be more fun to practice along with than just a metronome. So I made some music loops from scratch, playing keyboards, bass, guitar, all sorts of things. And I could use that to practice drum grooves. I could practice all my crazy gospel chops and drum fills. And it created this thing that would let me experiment in developing my musical voice. So I made videos with these backing tracks and I posted them online and people went nuts. I had just made these tracks for me to use, and after everyone else wanted to use them, I figured, all right, I guess I'm gonna put them up on Bandcamp. And now today, so many drummers use these tracks. I've got almost 1,000 drumless tracks that have been streamed over 690,000 times on Bandcamp. And if you're ready to go and start using them now, the link is in the description, but I'd caution you to wait around because I'm going to tell you a bunch of ways that this can make your practice more effective, it can make you a better educator, or it can just help you better market yourself on the internet. If you need to keep quiet but still get your practice in, this is perfect. You can open up Bandcamp on your phone, pull up a track, and just play it straight through your phone speaker, and then you can play along with it using your practice pad. Or upgrade and get something bigger like one of those DW practice pad kits. Or go to the top and spend all the money you want on those mesh heads for your kick and your toms and your snare, and some quiet, holy cymbals so that you can really feel like you're playing a drum kit, but it's way more quiet so you can get by with it in an apartment. And that way, you're not gonna tick off your mom or your neighbor, or even your girlfriend. Come on, Barbie, let's go party. Now, what if you need to get creative? You can use these loops too. Pull out your rototoms, or your traditional Japanese drums, or your homemade percussion instruments. These drumless tracks allow you to explore new textures, new sounds, and new ways of creating a groove. And that last clip, that's from Upcycled Percussion. He's a dude who makes some really cool instruments, and he's done drum tech work for Father John Misty, whose drummer Dan Bailey has been a champion of these drumless tracks for a long, long time. And there's a lot of heavy hitters and celebrities using these things. There's Johnny Epcar, who's played with Rihanna and John Legend and Justin Timberlake. There's Eman Cervantes, who's played with everybody from Gwen Stefani to Andy Grammer. Mario Callier of Wallflowers fame, who's now playing with Jewel. Graham Hopkins of The Frames. Connor Dennis of Beartooth. And even YouTube's DIY king, R. David R., uses my drumless tracks. Every drummer has their own why as to why they're going to use these things. But it all comes back to one thing with all these folks, and that's education. So many educators of young musicians can use these drumless tracks as a way to better market themselves and to teach their students better too. If you teach, tell your younger students to try using these tracks instead of a metronome. It's going to be way more fun, which means they're going to practice more during the week, which means they're going to see more results, which means the parents who are paying for these lessons are going to keep paying you because you're keeping their kid involved with this instrument. They're really digging into it because it's more fun. You can use this as a marketing tool too. If you're an educator, why not notate some sort of lick, sticking, fill, groove, whatever, and then you can put that up on social media, and then that's a way to start attracting new students as well as just retaining students by showing them that, hey, there are more tools that I'm putting out for you during the week in between lessons. Super powerful, and it's all free. And this whole social media and marketing thing isn't just for educators. Any drummer, any musician can use these drumless tracks to start better marketing themselves online. All you need to do is start recording. It can be as easy as recording with your phone, an electronic drum kit, and then you put that stuff together and there's your post. And if you want to use your acoustic drums, but you need something simple, think about the Yamaha EAD10. Plenty of people are using that with my drumless tracks to make easy videos that sound great. And if you're really trying to up your skills by learning how to record something like a drum set with several mics all around the place, not only can you learn to better market yourself, but this is where you're going to get better at recording, and just by virtue of recording yourself, both with video and the audio, you can so much better monitor how your playing is progressing. You get much more an objective view of what you're doing because you're not having to monitor every single hit, every single note in the moment. You can review it afterwards. The same way that big sports teams will watch the footage after the game to see, all right, well, this player should have done this instead of that. You can do that same thing with your playing and improve at such a faster rate. Click the link in the description right now to get started. They're totally free, and any donations help me keep putting out videos here. But if you're one of those people who wants to combine the drumless tracks with some recording, get a ton of tips and tricks on how to better mix your audio right here.